Aerodrome Finance crucial price update and one new base launch with life-changing upside potential. My name is mikemadz. Let's start this video. Before I start the video, as always, please do me a huge favor. Every like matters, every comment matters, every single type of engagement matters, guys. The more people engage, especially during those times here, the better. The more people are gonna see and hear about our projects, the better for us. Thank you. Let's start. All right, let's stop wasting time. Let's jump straight into it. Of course, today covering Aerodrome here. Why Aerodrome will surprise most people here. As I started to notice here, a new narrative change for Aerodrome that will or can benefit Aerodrome here massively in the next couple of weeks and months. A new base launch here. Very exciting project here, launching here in April with life-changing, truly life-changing upside potential. Of course, price predictions here and what to do right now, as most people unfortunately are lost here in this price action. Now, starting off with Aerodrome, one very interesting change I started noticing here with Aerodrome is a narrative change here, focusing on a very important topic here, and that topic here is actually stablecoins. Okay, as I said in my last videos, one of the most important use cases here, and actually one of the biggest use cases right now for crypto, is simply stablecoins, guys. Stablecoins are the use case for crypto. I know it's not the most exciting thing, but it's actually the thing here with the most upside potential. And this is also the thing here which has the most adoption rate, or the quickest adoption rate here, looking here in the future. Now, as you can see here, Aerodrome slowly but surely starting to focus on that. And this is, in my personal opinion, the right move here. As you can see, with over $7 trillion in daily volume, the largest market in the world isn't equities or crypto, it is actually in FX here. And as you can see here, $7.5 trillion here just in FX. And as you can see here, stablecoin volume on base, of course, is being handled mostly on Aerodrome here. So now Aerodrome is not only the liquidity hub of base, Aerodrome has the potential, guys, to be the liquidity hub of stablecoins here. And this alone has huge, massive upside potential, as right now people are actually, so a lot of people here I know are searching for ways to invest into the stablecoin play here. What can you do here? You cannot buy stablecoins, of course, as they're pegged to the dollar, they have no upside. So which place can you invest in? In my personal opinion here, guys, this is still early here and slept on, and Aerodrome is hinting in this direction. In my personal opinion, Aerodrome is going to be the play here to invest in the stablecoin upside potential here, in the adoption of stablecoins here worldwide here. So massive upside potential. Well, I know here, guys, the token price right now is not looking too bright. In my personal opinion, the future of Aerodrome here is looking brighter and brighter day by day. Okay, so taking a look at that, as you can see here, the stablecoin exposure on base, stablecoin volume on Aerodrome has grown by over 4,000% year over year, guys, reaching over $40 billion in 2025 compared to only $1 billion here in 2024. This is still slept on, guys. Let me tell you, this is still slept on. Why? Because stablecoins are not the most exciting topic here for most people. People like to gamble, people like to invest into exciting DeFi plays. This is something not to sleep on. And in my personal opinion here, Aerodrome will be the liquidity hub here of stablecoins in crypto. Mark my words, okay? Covering this new base launch and why I'm so bullish on this project here. I will cover my reasons and you decide on your own here at the end if you're gonna join us here at the TG event here in April or not. I'm talking about Ample, and as you know, guys, here for me, many things here need to fall in the right place here in order for me to be bullish on a project. I always take a look at the narrative. Does the narrative make sense here? Does the narrative have future? The team, does the team have the right experience? And more importantly, especially during those times here, does the team have the grit here to push up a project here during those times? The roadmap needs to be exciting, and more importantly also, the roadmap needs to have the right acceleration here going into 2025. And of course, for most people here, the upside potential, I need life-changing amount of gains here in order for me to be interested in a crypto project here. And from my personal opinion here, Ample covers all of those points here, and this is why I'm super excited here. And I will cover this project here on a monthly basis, covering how this launch is gonna go here. Okay, now Ample, long story short, just to cover here the basis, Ample is an IP play. Now most people heard about the IP but don't really know what IP stands for. Let's cover that shortly. IP stands for intellectual property. It refers to creations of the mind, such as inventions, literary, artistic works, designs, symbols, names, and images used in commerce, protected by law. Why is this so powerful? Why does it make sense to tokenize this narrative? First of all, guys, this is an absolutely huge market here with over $60 trillion in this market. Okay, so a lot of money here to be made in this market, and a lot of monetary power here in this market. Tokenizing here in this market makes absolute sense. Why? Because it's easier, it's decentralized, it's transparent, and long story short, actually, tokenization is, my personal opinion, the way to go forward. Now, this is not only my opinion here. As you can see, Larry Fink himself believes in tokenization. We believe the next step going forward will be the tokenization of financial assets here. So this covers the narrative here. IP rights, absolutely massive market with over $60 trillion. Why should you tokenize it? Because it absolutely makes sense here. Now, I'm not the only one looking at this narrative and being bullish on it. Why I'm so optimistic about this launch here, and why I think this can be an absolutely life-changing project here, especially gains-wise, is simply here of Story Protocol. Now, Story Protocol, of course, a different project here, but Story Protocol also launched recently, also covered the IP narrative here, and is already, you guys, in the grayscale list here of research top 20 here. So the right eyes here are on this narrative, and the right eyes are already looking for ways here to gain exposure here to the IP right tokenized play. And this is why I think here Ample will do absolutely great. Just if we do a fraction here of what IP did in its launch here, as you can see, IP already, guys, at the over $1 billion market cap valuation here. So if we do a fraction here of what IP did, I think the Ample launch here is going to be absolutely crazy here in the base ecosystem, especially knowing they're going to launch on base here. They're at the right place here in the right time, and they're covering a very rare narrative right now, which not many projects are covering. So I'm very, very optimistic. And also on top of that, of course, just like I said, the team brings the right experience here to display. And as you can see here, especially Kenny also here, Kenny has experience in National Geographic's Discovery, so YouTube Star channels, and Rog here. Rog is a hackathon winner, which is very, very important in my personal opinion. It just shows you those guys have the experience and have the right mindset. Most importantly here, I'm in contact with the team. They have the right mindset here to push this project to absolutely the moon. Okay, now not only financially, of course, guys, I'm not only talking about the token price. I personally think here this project just simply makes sense here to be on the blockchain and to tokenize your IP rights. Just simply makes sense. Okay, now taking a look at the roadmap, just like I said here, the roadmap on top of all of this is very interesting here, and they're also bringing out staking the token. So you will be able to stake the AMP token, which I'm always a big fan of here, making use of your token, increasing your position size in combination with a great launch here and price appreciation. This can be an absolutely exciting launch, and this is why I decided to cover this project here, or to take a look at this project here on a multi-month basis here, and to see where this project goes. Now the TGE, guys, TGE stands for Token Generation Event. Basically the launch here, the launch is set for April 7th or 8th here. Make sure to follow them. Make sure to understand how the TGE works, to understand when it's going to happen. And in my personal opinion, this has a lot of upside potential, guys. Okay, not financial advice. You know what happens to projects I like to cover on this channel here, and let's see how it goes. Back to Aerodrome and of course the price prediction. I know the majority of my community are AERO holders, and some of you are already frustrated. I get the DMs, I get the messages. Some of you already give up. They still have a bag here and are hoping for new all-time highs. Now, I understand that, guys, but you also have to understand in which market structure we're currently in. Right now, we're simply in a downtrend here, clearly. I mean, this is not a surprise here. We are in a downtrend, but there are some positive things here, especially about Aerodrome, I can tell you, that actually makes sense here. Now, first of all, just like I said in my last video, we are getting here to major support here. First of all, we're touching this box. This box has the potential here of another 16% drop, but also has the potential here to be already the bottom here for the AERO chart here. Now, if Aerodrome is going to do well, depends first of all on TradFi. Okay, take a look at TradFi, take a look at the Mag 7. They're not looking the best right now, unfortunately. They're also in a downtrend. So if the TradFi is not doing well, crypto is going to do worse. And then of course those micro caps or this mid caps here are going to do even worse than that. So you have to understand the risks here. But if you still are holding the tokens, if you still think here Aerodrome has massive upside potential, especially with this newer narrative here of tokenization stablecoins, then you will be fine here, and you just simply hold your tokens, make use of them, and wait for new highs. Do I think Aerodrome and base tokens will have a new push higher? Yes, this is still my base case. Do I think this is going to happen in the next couple of days and weeks? Absolutely not, unfortunately. Do I think this can happen here towards the end of the year? Yes, this is still my base case. And this is usually actually, guys, where tops of cycles happen. Usually tops happen somewhere around Q4 of post-halving years, which means this year, 2025, is the post-halving year. Q4, let's see if this is gonna repeat here or not. There's also always the possibility that this cycle is different, but the most dangerous words actually in investing is that this time is different. So I expect here one more push to all-time highs, and I still expect here AERO to still do well. I know it doesn't seem like this right now, but trust me, narratives and also especially sentiment can switch in a coin flip, guys, and then you just simply wish you bought at those levels. Now, not financial advice, I can be wrong, we can go lower, but this is why it's important. Manage your risks, invest into projects that have backing, have the right narrative, especially invest into projects that are considered blue chips in certain ecosystems. And just like I always say, guys, Aerodrome is the liquidity hub of Base. So if you're bullish on Base, it makes sense to be bullish on Aerodrome. It's not a meme coin, like I always say. My price prediction, again, doesn't make sense to go 15, 20. My price prediction at this point is, let's get back to all-time highs first. If we get back to all-time highs, I think $4 to $5 is reasonable. Okay, right now it doesn't make sense to think about price predictions. It makes more sense to think or to focus on where this bottom is finally gonna be in. Okay, coming to the end of the video, what to do right now. I get a lot of messages, Mike, what should I do? I'm completely lost. I'm holding a token I don't really believe in. The market is very bad, sentiment is very bad. What should I do right now? And there's basically two camps right now. The first camp is the optimistic camp here. People that are focusing on the long term, they think, okay, the top is not in, the cycle top is not in. I'll simply hold my tokens and I will sell it at a higher price in this last push higher. And also they refer to this global M2 money supply increasing here. As you can see here, we follow this money supply with a lag here. So if this narrative here, or if this theory comes into play, then most probably here in the next couple of weeks or months here, we're gonna have one more push higher where you will be able to sell your tokens here. Now, the second camp here, which is also a reasonable explanation, guys, the second camp is the camp here that the cycle is already over here. As brutal as this sounds here, this is a possibility you should be preparing for, and you should be prepared for, as nobody knows, guys. And there is also very reasonable explanations for that. There is a chance that the Bitcoin already did its distribution here, guys. During this mania phase here in the last recent months, where the ETFs had massive inflows, there's a high chance that whales started distributing their tokens to new holders here, and this can be the cycle top, and there is a possibility here this entire chop right now is just simply the start of the bear market. Now, this is not my base case, but I'm aware of this possibility, and this is why you have to prepare for both scenarios, you guys. If you cannot handle more downside, and with handling I mean if you cannot sleep anymore, this is not for you, guys, and you should get rid of your position as fast as possible, because your health is much more important. If you can handle this volatility, just forget about it, guys. Tokens usually always come back to higher prices here. Just simply the crypto market. Even Cardano, guys, pumped this cycle. Cardano, okay? I know there's a lot of Cardano fans here, but Cardano doesn't really have a lot of on-chain activity, but still, the community brought back the token. So if you're worried, just make sure to have a long enough time horizon, and you will be fine eventually, guys. Even if it takes years, you will be fine. Okay, my base case is still one more push to the upside here this year and new all-time highs, especially once we have rate cuts back on the horizon, and especially if QE, just a little hint of QE, and the markets will price this in and will rally. Okay, at the end of the day, guys, be bullish on yourself. That yields the most returns. Do your own research. Super important. The most important thing is, as always, don't get right.
Like Mars Simpson, just hard discipline, pot simmering, cooking up, no rocks in the pan, watching the plan form in the sand, bidding castles out of thoughts in our head, late nights, no sleep in my bed, trying to see my dreams manifest. Look at that, now look at that, we